Good morning, afternoon, or evening, whatever time it is, wherever you're coming from, Cowboys Nation, you know what to do. Lend me your ears. This is the Starboys Podcast. And today we got a very special show for you, a special Christmas edition. We're going to dive into a lot of things. And you can find out the full show. That will be up on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. But today we're going to talk a little bit about team culture versus team tank. Also, a little later on in the show, we got my neighbor, actually, small world, man. Twitter's crazy. Found my guy, Kevin Martinez, right down the street from me. And he was actually on an episode of We the Fans for the Cowboys, and his story is amazing. Of course, he dealt with Hurricane Harvey and all that went into that. So amazing story. Make sure you go check that out. Also, with Kevin, we got Dak contract hater James Singleton. So we're going to be discussing Dak's Prescott, whether we should or should not sign him. Obviously, you know where I lie on that. So it's a pretty good debate. It's going to be a lot of fun. As well as later on in the show, we're also going to have David Ostrowski on, and he's going to be discussing his book, Pro Sports in 1993. It's a damn good book, especially the Cowboys chapter. If you're into the old 90s teams and everything that did for us and creating our culture, make sure that you maybe add that to your Christmas list of things to buy. That's Pro Sports in 1993, so definitely check that out. But first and foremost, man, you know what? Merry Christmas, first off. Merry Christmas to every single one of you. I hope that you're going to have an amazing Christmas with your families and your friends. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you spend your holidays not losing your minds, because that's what I've done most of this holiday. And I'm in a little bit of Grinch mode, but it's all right. It's all right. Today I feel very giving. And but from me to you and your family, Merry Christmas from this jolliest asshole on this side of Southeast Texas. So let's dive into, first and foremost, team culture versus team tank. A lot of things that we can discuss, and you know what? There is an argument for both sides, and I lie somewhere in the middle. But we're gonna get to that. First, team culture. Team culture. Team culture. Team culture says it sends a message to the young guys. All right, it sends a message, creates that winning culture. We want to be a winning team, and we don't want to send a bad message to these guys. So we want to go out there and win, and no one wants to lose. And who knows? We get into the playoffs, we may make a run. Nobody gives a damn about draft picks. And then on the other side, you have Team Tank. Hey, man, we want to be in a good position to draft a better player, because you never know. The higher you are, bigger opportunity you have to land a better player. Season is really meaningless anyway, especially since Dak went down. Also, with that pick, you can trade and potentially pick up more picks, because this team has so many holes to fill. We want those options. And if we make it to the playoffs, we're going to get crushed in the first round any damn way. So does it even matter? Now lies me somewhere right there in the middle. I love this team. I want them to win. I want to see them do well. I want to see them shine. I love this feel. It feels good having that win, man. It feels good to watch your guys go out there and put on a damn good show, do a hell of a job, grow as a team, grow as a unit. I love that. I don't want this team to lose. However, in this situation, I believe we went from, after the win on the 49ers, we went from 4th, 5th spot to roughly 8th, 9th spot. Pretty big change. And to me, I'm a little bit disappointed about it. I enjoyed beating the 49ers. I enjoy a good win. I think we did a hell of a job. We looked really good on all sides. But at the same time, I'm also aware that we played a really, really banged up 49ers team who I believe is a little bit actually ahead of us as far as the amount of players that they have injured, roughly, shortly. And before that, we played the Bengals, which is also a really, really beat up team. They are not a good team. And then the next 2 weeks, we have the Philadelphia Eagles, which played a damn good game, surprisingly, against the Cardinals. And just barely lost. And then we play a New York Giants team who a week ago managed to beat the Pittsburgh Steelers. So it's interesting. It's interesting. I'm not sold completely on how much this team has grown. I do, again, I think there is growth that we are seeing, but how much? How much when you're going out there and you're playing, our second string is playing against your second string? That's kind of where we are. And granted, again, the growth is good for any time, any place, anywhere. I take the growth. I love it. But would I rather be in a position where I have the opportunity to draft a game-changing defensive player, which notably, this draft is going to have a lot of offensive power, especially towards the beginning of the draft, and that's another argument there for team culture. But I can also say to that because it has so much high offensive power, there are some teams who are going to want that, need it, have to have it, especially when it comes to quarterback. So they may be trying to make a phone call, try and hit up good old Jerry, and see if a trade is possible. And then we end up with more draft pick, again, filling more holes for this team, especially on this defensive side of the ball. And, you can argue either way. You really can. You can argue either way. Me, personally, I would rather have the higher draft pick. I don't think that we are proving too much to ourselves, to our team. And quite frankly, it's a little bit scary to me for the fact that we may actually decide to keep some of these players based on their end of the year performance when they know everything is on the line. They know they've had awful showings during the season, and maybe, just maybe, this actually encourages us to sign them and keep them on the team when the product that has been out there has been awful. Now, for young guys, I love it. I love seeing Gallimore step up and just being brilliant and being the defensive tackle that we've needed. I'm excited for special teams players. I'm excited for Diggs to be back in there. I'm excited for Pollard to get some touches and some carries and look good. This young wide receiver group to continue to shine, and goddamn, if they don't look amazing, I'm very happy about that. But I don't know that I wouldn't rather be in a situation where we could improve our team based on where we are drafting, because that's not just where you're drafting in the first round, that's where you're drafting through all the rounds. It's better all the way around. But again, I'm in the middle. I hate the debate. I hate the argument. You want to see more from your team, but you also kind of want to get some better damn draft picks. Jerry may mess it up all anyway. We don't know. He may land something really good. It may change the entire outcome of this team, and then we're in a completely different position. So, of course, you can see also I am wearing the Mike Tag t-shirt. And this has been a long time coming. Sorry about that, Mike, but huge shout out to Mike, man. You're my guy, Make sure that you support all of your local and smaller content creators. This guy is amazing. Comes with support each and every week, whether we're good, whether we're bad. I love it. I love it. So make sure to give him a follow. He does a lot of hype tapes, and I love it. That is Mike Tag at Mike Tag 1993. So make sure that you check him out as well. Great content creator, and I can go down the list of all the guys, but make sure you show some love and support for these guys, man. And as always, of course, be sure to check me out on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. And if you want to listen to the rest of the show, make sure you do that. I will upload that. I will have that up this evening. So make sure you go and listen to that podcast for my talk with Kevin and James about Dak's contract, as well as the Pro Sports in 1993 book by David Ostrowski. Really good show. You're not going to want to miss it. So make sure that you do tune in to that and check it out. Until then, Cowboys Nation, Team Tank, Team Culture. Either way, love the boys. And next year is going to be a great year. Merry Christmas to you all. Have a wonderful Christmas. Enjoy your time with your family. And let's go Cowboys.